Hello everybody and welcome back to Dark Souls. I am Lunaris, and we are back from our short excursion to the painted world of Ariamis. I have spent some souls to level up once. And, oh yeah, before we get going, which I can come up here to do this, because whatever. We're going to take a look at some of those items that we found while we were in the painted world, because they are quite interesting. The Annex Key. Key to the Annex in the painted world of Ariamis. In the wintry painted world, there is a structure resembling an old cathedral. Its annex serves as a type of storehouse. Dark Ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. The church long hid the forbidden black ember, and no living blacksmith knows of it. Ascends a +5 divine weapon to an occult weapon. An occult weapon can be reinforced to +5. Occult weapons were used to hunt the gods and are effective against their followers and kin. We picked up Great Magic Weapon. Sorcery which improves upon magic weapon. High magic augmentation to the right-hand weapon. At Vinheim Dragon School, only magic swordsmen on special orders are allowed to learn the spell which grants powerful augmentation to various weapons. Acid Surge. Pyromancy foreign to the Great Swamp. Emit acid which corrodes weapons and armor. Not all pyromancy originates in the Great Swamp. One hears of rumors of unknown pyromancers inhabiting various lands, and this spell is the work of one such outlander. Vow of Silence. Sacred Rite of the Black-Haired Velka. Prevents casting of magic within an effect area. Velka, the goddess of sin, is a rogue deity, but she is versed in arts both new and old, and is considered to have a great range of influence, even as gods are concerned. Painting Guardian Sword. Curved sword of the Anor Londo Painting Guardians. Unique shape with a flat tip. The Guardians, who strike down those who dare threaten the paintings, attack in a continuous circular dancing motion, a technique passed down through generations. Velka's Rapier. A symbolic, powerful thrusting sword used by the Pardoner serving Velka, goddess of sin. It is no mere symbol, to be sure. The Pardoner is an inhuman swordsman and wields this enchanted blade with special sword technique. Grant. A legendary weapon of the Way of White, granted to an undead paladin long ago, which we know as Leroy. This mass of iron can only be lifted by those with inhuman strength, but it is blessed and very effective against agents of dark. The Notched Whip. A whip with sharp spikes, only slightly effective against armor and tough scales, but quite formidable against enemies with exposed skin. Also causes heavy bleeding. Sanctus. Legendary weapon of the Way of White, granted to an undead paladin long ago. Once blessed with the protection of a white flame, but the power has all but faded, so it provides only slight HP recovery. Blood Shield. The Blood Shield spoken of in Lost Legends. The red of blood is slightly enchanted and boosts various resistances. Mask of Velka. Mask worn by Pardoners serving Velka, the goddess of sin. The Pardoners listen to the confessions of sinners, urging reflection and salvation. Their masks symbolize separation from worldly desires. Black Cleric Robe. Robe worn by Pardoners serving Velka, the goddess of sin. The Pardoners' attire is uniformly black in color and said to be imbued with Velka's mystical power, which provides resistance to all manner of magic. Robe worn by the alabaster-clothed guardians of the paintings in Anor Londo. Offers substantial protection versus magic. They have guarded the great paintings of Ariamis for ages, passing their duty down through the generations, but the reason for doing so passed from all memory long ago. I believe that was it. But I find it very odd that so many things pertaining to Velka, so many things pertaining to that girl that we saw, the crossbreed Priscilla, would be locked away in this painted world in the hopes that they would never be found again. But now that we've done that, let's move on to the Duke's Archives. We've been to the beginning part of this area once before. When we were looking for that pendant. That took us to Ulasil. But now we're going to actually come back and complete this area. And let's go ahead and rest at the bonfire, just in case something silly happens and we die. Excuse me. These crystallized undead, they can take a lot of damage and they can dish a lot of damage out. I assume it's because of their crystalline bodies. I don't know that for a fact, but I assume it's just because of their crystallized makeup that they are so strong in both attack and defense. And it looks like magic is going to be a recurring theme, so let's switch over to our crest shield. I want to get these little guys out of the way before I deal with the big guy. Because either way we slice it, the big guy is going to be a problem. But the little guys are just more annoying to deal with while trying to avoid the magic. So that's what we're going to do. Just going to try and get rid of all the little dudes. So we're going to... Now there is a nifty little trick that I could try to do that will essentially skip almost this entire area. But for the sake of completion and for the sake of showing you guys all of this game, I'm not going to try and do the skip, even though I'm very tempted to do it. Is that a... Thought it was a mimic, but I wasn't sure. Crystal Night Shield. So that's a Night Shield that's been upgraded with the crystal property, making it much more stable, but very, very fragile. Like if it breaks, there's no fixing it. But that's cool. So essentially, the skip, you ride this elevator up, and What is supposed to happen here is you step off of this area and you go into this next room, and you die. There's nothing you can do about dying, but when you revive, you wake up in a prison cell and you have to work your way all the way back here and do this whole thing again, from a different point of the map. But the idea behind the skip, and I don't even know that I could do it in my heavy armor, is that you activate this lever, you roll off of here, and then you roll back on, and you try to land on this. Like, you land on this railing, and you stand here until it gets down a little ways, and you roll off in this direction, and you wind up on the second floor, which is where you would be after doing all the stuff with the prison. So basically, you roll off here, you roll on here, you stand here, and you roll off to the left, or I guess it's the rightish, left, whatever. And you skip the entire prison sequence. But for the sake of getting all the things and experiencing the whole game, we're just going to play through the prison sequence. That guy just kind of deciding he's gonna run along that area there, but because we know for certain that we're gonna die here, and because I don't want to lose any of my souls, we're going to wear the Ring of Sacrifice so that I don't lose any of my souls or my humanity. Twinkling Titanite and a blue Titanite chunk. That's pretty good. Makes me wonder how much Twinkling Titanite I have. Oh, I have a lot. Cool. So here it says to try ring. That's simply telling you that there's no way to avoid dying here. Make sure you have a Ring of Sacrifice on. Let's go ahead and put the rare Ring of Sacrifice on just in case we get cursed. Because that's probably what's going to kill us. Before any of the damage kills us. Because yeah, his damage can't hurt us. Okay, he's doing damage. He did damage. That's fine, but at least we didn't get cursed. Alright, so the rare Ring of Sacrifice shattered. But we didn't lose any of our humanity or any of our souls. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and put on the wolf ring. I'm not going to bother kindling this because we should be out of here. Not necessarily quickly, but like, I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so it's locked. That means there must be a key somewhere. Got this snake guard. And he got us our key. This door is still locked. I'm assuming there's another key that opens a door somewhere. I don't know. So now that bell is going to ring until I get... until I get down there and make it stop. I don't know why these guys are running all the way up here. I'm not going to bother climbing up there yet because I don't have the key that opens that door. So now these things, they're very, very strange. But they are the results of Seath's experimentation on girls. They are, I believe they're called Rusalkas. I forget exactly. But they are the result of Seath the Scaleless experimenting on maidens, trying to find the key to immortality. I don't know how he got those things out of immortality experiments, but I can only guess as to how that happened and why. Archive Prison Extra Key. I'm not exactly sure what that's a key to. I don't really remember. I think it might be the key to some of these cell doors I couldn't open up here. So we're going to turn around and find out. I apologize about the alarm bell ringing. I should probably do something about that. So there was an item there, but I have never been able to figure out how to get to it. Okay, so there's... I know the extra key does not open the door at the top there, so I'm not going to bother trying. I don't remember what other doors it does open, but I know it's not that one. These two maidens. Miracle Bountiful Sunlight, Miracle Soothing Sunlight. Now, since we already know that those Rusalkas were maidens, it's obvious, well, I guess it's not obvious, but you can infer that because those two maidens, those two Rusalka, had miracles on them, that they were maidens of the church. Much like our cleric friend who we helped down in the Down in the Tomb of the Giants, I'm sorry. Those guys kind of had me nervous a little bit. Okay. I don't believe that this chest is trapped. Nope. You can tell by the chain. That giant door key is the one that we want, that will unlock the door at the very top that I talked about earlier. But before we do that, let's go see what Big Hat Logan is doing behind that cell. I can only assume he came to the archives to study magic.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, eh? Hello again.
Okay. So he wants us to get him out of that cell, and as soon as we have the key to do so, I will. And we will continue our investigation of this area next time. Until then, I am Lunaris. This has been Dark Souls, and I will see you all again very soon.